Mongraal and MrSavage have just failed to qualify for FNCS Grand Finals, and that means we have to have the tough conversation on should MrSavage drop Mongraal. This was the first Grand Finals that MrSavage didn't qualify for in over 4 years, which is honestly pretty crazy that you think about it. And a lot of people are now asking the questions on whether or not Mongraal is holding MrSavage back, and if MrSavage needs to go find a new teammate to be able to place at the highest of his ability. As everyone knows, Mongraal officially came back during OG Fortnite in around November time, and then he ended up staying and played in the release of Chapter 5, played in the first FNCS back. In his first FNCS back, he ended up making Grand Finals, which is honestly a huge accomplishment because he was able to take like a 3-year break and then come back and make Grand Finals, which is more than a lot of people have ever done on that region. But obviously then comes the conversation on whether or not MrSavage just carries him. And to me, I'm going to be the first one to say that I feel like honestly the workload is about 70% MrSavage and then maybe like 30% Mongraal. Mongraal obviously does have his insane moments, and he still does have those clutches and those old Mongraal moments that you can tell, but MrSavage is honestly like 10 to 20 times better than Mongraal at this current point still, maybe even 30% better than Mongraal at this current point. I don't really think that is a huge debate though, because MrSavage has never really taken a break from the game or quit the game, so it is kind of expected that he is just the better player right now. And I mean, MrSavage himself was actually asked if he was going to drop Mongraal or not, and this was his official response.
Not dropping Ground, chat. I'm locked in playing with Ground next season. I'm gonna call globals with him, okay? Perfect script. We barely call Grants first season. Second season, but third season, we go hard. We call Grants, we call globals. That's the story I want to write, bro. That's the story I'm trying to write. It would have been better if we, of course, called Grants this season, but...
So, I mean, obviously, MrSavage has some really big goals for himself and Mongraal at the same time. So he's basically saying that next season, he wants to qualify for Grand Finals and place top 10 in it to be able to make it to global championships. And if they're able to do that, that would be one of like the biggest content stories in the world. Like, that would be absolutely crazy if they could do that. But it's really going to be super difficult for them to be able to do that. Not just because next season is literally the last season that people have a chance to qualify for globals. So everybody is going to be going like absolutely crazy, grinding as much as possible, and everyone should be at like the top of their ability next season, because obviously everyone wants to make globals. That's like the main goal at the end of the day if you're a Fortnite competitive player, is to be able to play at the big money LAN events. But I mean, I honestly just don't know how much Mongraal really cares about grinding Fortnite anymore. Like, they seem to be really focused on content at the moment, releasing a new map which seems like literally every single week at this point. They're making a bunch of YouTube videos, they're streaming everything, and obviously they are making a bag from doing all that, so you can't like hate on them for doing that, and that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just saying a lot of the top competitive players have zero interest in content at all, and they're strictly just focused on competitive, and that is how they are all like the best in their specific region. I know a lot of people are going to make the argument that, oh, they were able to stream everything and still place well last season, so why can't they just do that again? And I'm not saying that that was just some like one-off thing or anything like that, but even when they ended up getting to Grand Finals, they didn't necessarily place the best in it. They finished in 39th place, and they were contested throughout the whole thing. But I mean, the thing about being contested is Mongraal and MrSavage, like they don't have that like scare factor to other teams that's going to make them not contest them. And MrSavage has literally been contested his whole Fortnite career, and obviously a lot of the pros nowadays are just not scared of Mongraal off spawn and his fighting ability anymore. It's kind of sad to think about, but it is just the harsh reality now. So they are probably never going to get an uncontested drop spot. And I mean, if you guys just watch them off spawn, which I know a lot of us probably have at this point, they're very just like 50-50 on whether they do good or not. And like the whole drop spot that they land at right now is just 50-50, and whoever gets better loot most of the time wins the fight. So maybe if they end up switching up their drop spot, I could see them possibly having some more success. But at this point, it really just doesn't seem like their drop spot is going to be able to produce any good major results right now. And I don't even necessarily really know if Mongraal is ever going to be able to get to become a better fighter again, or even get close to the previous level that he was at. So if they're just contested all the time, it's going to be difficult for them to really be able to do anything, and especially because they only have one more FNCS to be able to try to qualify for globals. I don't see a world where they're uncontested at a decent enough drop spot for them to be able to really make some noise. They're going to either have to completely alpha the drop spot throughout the whole season and completely grief it and hope that in grand finals they're just uncon, but I just don't see a world of that happening. So I mean, once again, that brings up the question on should MrSavage drop Mongraal. And I mean, to be honest, if MrSavage is able to drop Mongraal and play with a pro that has an uncontested drop spot, and I mean, MrSavage is still at the point of his career where he could play with a pretty decent fighting pro and be able to IGL still and still have their coach BloodX and be able to place really well in grand finals, I really feel like. But then I mean, that leaves the question to what is Mongraal going to do if MrSavage drops him? And honestly, I feel like the only real option is either he just retires again or he just plays with one of his old duos for content again. Like maybe if he's able to bring back like Mitro for an FNCS, that'd be super cool, or Benji Fishy, but I know he's really busy with Valorant stuff, so I don't know how possible that would be. But there's just really not any other good pro or any pro that is on Savage's level that would pick up Mongraal at this point in his career. Hey, real quick though, I don't get any sponsors on these videos, so if you guys just want to help support me and help me to continue to make these videos, I actually run monthly V-Buck giveaways, and all you have to do to enter into these giveaways is subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, because we are trying to hit 50,000 subscribers by the end of summertime. So we have like 2 months to gain 13,000 subs. So if you guys are new to the channel, just hit subscribe right now. Literally 97% of you guys aren't even subs to the channel, so just make sure you sub up. And then the most important part is to make sure that you are using code KDOG in the Fortnite item shop. The reason why I'm gonna make sure you're using code KDOG is because every 100 people that use my code, I actually get back $10 in V-Bucks to you guys. So say we get 500 people on the code, I'll be giving back $50 in V-Buck codes to you guys. Once you've done all those steps, either comment down below done or DM me proof it on my Twitter, just at KDOG. Let's continue on with this video though. All right, so I think it's time for me to give like my final thoughts on this topic. And honestly, after every single thing we've heard from MrSavage and Mongraal, it does seem like they are going to stick together no matter what. But to me personally, I do feel like MrSavage wants to spend like the last couple years of his competitive career, because I mean, obviously not everyone can just play Fortnite forever. And if he cares more about competitive than content, he would definitely drop Mongraal and play with someone else. But just from his decisions for playing with Mongraal, it seems like he just has more fun playing with him, and he is a lot more just focused on content now. And obviously their content does do super good, but I feel like even if MrSavage were to play with someone else besides Mongraal, I still feel like he would get good viewers. He might even be able to get more viewers since he would probably place a lot better without Mongraal. But I mean, at the end of the day, it just seems like he is doing what he enjoys the best, and you can't really knock him for that. Other than that though, it's pretty much off today's video. I'm very curious to hear your guys' thoughts about this in the comment section down below, and whether or not you guys think MrSavage should drop Mongraal and what MrSavage should really do for the rest of his Fortnite career. Like, do you guys think that they should just play together forever, or do you feel like if they're not able to qualify at the end of next season, that then they should split after that, or just what you think they should do in general? Other than that though, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Remember, we are trying to hit 50,000 subs by the end of summertime. I appreciate every single person that has subbed recently. We've literally been growing at such a crazy rate, and I just can't thank you guys enough for that. Use code KDOG in the Fortnite item shop if you guys want to support me even more. Make sure you guys enter into that monthly V-Buck giveaway. Comment down below done once you have completed all those steps. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Comment down below what you're doing for the rest of the day too. Let's have a little discussion down below. Catch you guys next time though. Peace out.